Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to talk about adding fractions with opposite signs. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, here's our problem for today. We have 1/3 minus 2/5 plus 3/7. And the first thing that we need to do is rewrite this problem. So instead it'll look like 1/3 plus negative 2/5 plus 3/7. Now that we've done that, we know that this 2/5 is a negative 2/5, and that's just going to make things easier later on. So just like when we added our fractions, we need to make sure we have the same common denominator. And between 3, 5, and 7, our common denominator for those, I'm just going to abbreviate this with CD, is going to be 105. And we got this from doing 3 times 5 times 7. So all three of those numbers multiplied together is giving us our common denominator today. So let's do the math to get there. So I'm going to have 1/3 times, now because I multiplied all three of my denominators together to get my common denominator, here I've got that 3. All I need left to multiply by is 5 and 7. And if I multiply 5 times 7, I get 35. So I'm going to say 35 over 35. So again, the way that I got this is because to get my common denominator, I multiplied all three denominators together. Here's the 3 from that denominator. This 35 was the 5 times 7 left over. All right, so 1/3 times 35 over 35 plus negative 2/5. This time I'm going to multiply this one by 3 times 7, which is 21 over 21, plus, erase those little marks, 3/7 times my leftovers of 3 times 5, which is 15 over 15. All right, so now I need to actually multiply these fractions out. So 1 times 35 is 35, over 3 times 35 is 105, plus negative 42 over 105, plus 45 over 105. Now the great thing here is that we know all of those are going to multiply to give us 105, and if we don't, we've messed up somewhere. So now, the next thing that I'm going to do, just to make things a little bit easier, is I'm going to group all of my positive numerators together and all of my negative numerators together, so that I can combine them separately and then combine them as a total. So here I've got 35, that's positive. Here I have 45, that's positive. And then 42, that's negative. So I'm going to say 35 plus 45, because we've already talked about adding integers with the same sign. So we know that that's 80. And then plus this negative 42, which is that new skill of adding opposite signs. So this is like saying I have 80 superheroes and 42 villains. And if I combine my superheroes and my villains and they fight each other out, I'm left with 38 superheroes. Now remember that this is just our numerator, so we still need that denominator. So I'm going to say 38 over 105, and I'm going to check. Is there any number that these can both be divided by? And after going through and taking a look, no, it's not, or no, there's not. So that's my final answer. So now I know that 1/3 minus 2/5 plus 3/7 gives me 38 over 105. And that's our lesson for today. Hopefully that wasn't too terribly painful. And until next time, I'll see you later. Love you, bye.